Okay, page 27 of 32. I know I've beat you guys up many times saying post-tension is in this design. And I talk about that with the BMA, beam type A, if you like. All right there, number 12. All precast, pre-stressed units, wait a minute, pre-stressed units, post-tensioned, okay? To be designed and manufactured in accordance with applicable ACI standards. So there is the pre-stressed they did talk about right here. Further, they have a tie beams going on here. Tie beams marked TB and tie columns marked TC are 8 by 12 inches tie columns reinforced with 4 number 5 bars and 2 ties spaced at 12-inch on center. And these are two fives. Oh, excuse me. Yawn. Yeah, you guys know what it's like. All right. So you have your NTS stands for not to scale for you guys. This is that construction joint. I said I'll get us into the building. And I'll get us into the building with this construction joint. This is slab opening detail. This is the opening part and how you're going to run up to it. And that would be wherever the opening is. And or where they are. Okay. And let's go with, so I need to go up. Bear with me. I want to show you the column detail now, the one I drew in the previous video. The one right before this one that I posted. And it's going to show you the layout of the piles. And here is what a pile looks like. So it did talk about pressure-induced piles on this, right? Pressure-induced forms, pressure-induced footers. Pressure-induced footers are different than piles. So the footer would be the one, it's like it creates a ball at the bottom. I said I would give you more details on that. Maybe I have a video ready for you. Apparently not. So it would make a ball at the bottom, and then they drop a cage down and they fill it up. Then when they compact this ball at the bottom of the hole until it reaches the, well, in this case, 50-ton piles. This is per pile in accordance with modified engineer of record formula. So, modified, prescriptive, meaning he decided that, you know what, I think this would work, and we'll go with it. Here is a 3-pile system, presents as a 3-pile system, unless another one's marrying right up behind it. Okay, these are the details that he wanted. This is 3 inches of cover, and 4 inches of cover at the bottom, and 3 on the side there. And this 4 inches, this detail like this, where it recessed into the pure cap, this part here. It's the reinforcement coming out of there. Interesting, he called it cables. He wanted 18 inches of cable into cap. After you do that, he wanted a 30 times lap of the rebar coming out. This rebar at this point, this rebar would lap 30 times the diameter of the rebar. 1 inch bar, 30 inches. And this would be 30 inches. And that would meet his requirement. And this is the outside of the concrete. So rebars here. They usually indicate it with this little circle tag like that. And this is the where they want this rebar, which would be 3 inches up, 7 inches off the bottom. And it would tie across all 3 of these columns. So it would look kind of like a triangle, mostly. And we'll go to the left. These are the pure caps I told you about, piles and pile caps. So remember I said there's groups, there's clusters, there's 9 of them. So when you pull out one, you're telling the story of one, but they didn't act as one. This is where the loading of a single column is. There's not multiple columns on these guys. They're single columns, and the columns above, right? But it's single point loaded. from the column, and then the pure cap, pile cap right here is distributing across all 9 points at the same, well, theoretically, with the rebar locking it in, it would be distributing across all 9. So 50, 50, 50, 150, 300, 450 tons. Well, it said prescriptive down here, so this person can, well, that's what it means, modified. So that's his tricky word. Remember, they do some tricky wording here. For example, the bump out at the kitchen, it was 4 foot, then it became 5'8", or 5 foot. I just recall. They added the elevation deck change. All right, here's a 10 piece. So there's 3, 6, 9, 10. Okay, and you load it again from center. All right, and this is the shape of the pile cap. This shape here. And there's a shape here of 11 piece. Okay, so now you're seeing that, yes, you can grab one of them and you can look at one, but it doesn't tell the true story. Now, this might be a tie. Remember I talked about tie columns and connecting things. This might be one of them here. All right, so so this is 48 pieces. This is a major part of the structure. Major part of the structure they wanted to not deflect. Now, where does it wind up? Well, you just look at the plans, and this would tell a story. This one, let me back out. Yeah, I'm trying to back out. This tells its story. All right, that's reinforcement. All right, to help it recapture back there, because the spans is loaded back. I think it loaded here and here, and this is a torque loaded point, probably back here somewhere. Here's our shear wall right here. This is shear wall also, I believe, falls in line of our expansion joint on the deck. Stagger back one. So right about here, and then when it hits the wall, it goes in, I believe. I want to tease on this for a minute. So let's look at these. These are the triangles. These would be, it says 3 piece, 3 piece, 3 piece. So the deck out here all had 3 pieces, and that's that shape I sort of was trying to get across to you. And they're all at 50 tons, so 150 tons each. All right, and over here is where the cars are loading, planter box here. So if you do it, you can do your spans. Remember, these are offset, so it's going to matter how the loading is. So you can see these huge offsets with these, how they jog these lines over. There's some small offsets, like here is probably 8 inches, and this one's down here is like 6 inches, or vice versa. The shear wall, I believe, is here. So this is under that, the shear wall here for the elevator shaft. And it's probably got some nice tie stuff going to it. It kind of matters. It kind of matters. Now I want to show you if I can do this right. Oh, okay, so here's my link. All right, that's the drilling, but I wanted to show you this one. Pressure-induced footing. If this is the right one, I don't know. I don't know. Any day now. The song, right? Not sure. I'm scrubbing. Yeah, this might be it, unless he just drops a cage in. Yeah, I just dropped the cage in. All right, that's what I theorized they did with this structure, but pressure-induced footing would have a compacted soil making a ball there. That's smooth. So, do they have a pressure-induced footing we can look at real quick? I'll say footing instead of, yeah, this works for me. This is a little short, so that's good. This is what it looks like. And so they're going to drive this little bundle of joy down there. And when it gets there, it's still going to displace. It's going to ball out. So this is PIF, pressure-induced footing system. And see the ball? Now here comes the cage and here comes the mortar. We did not see that there, but you saw he went to prescriptive mode. He's allowed to change his formula. Pretty slick, pretty legal. This I want to introduce to you. This is one of the girders, beams. This is not a column. This is a beam, and you see the stirrups, top to bottom. Top to bottom stirrups, and there's a stirrup there. And the dimensions present as a beam. Okay, I'm going to bounce out of that. Now I'm going to get you, I think I'm, oh yeah, I think I see, so this one had a point behind it. This is the roof. I said I'll get us into the building, so the teaser is, this is 116 pages. It's the roof. It has structural issues going on with it, and the chiller support structures, but it was more major than a temporary hit. And so that's going to be another dive. This is what I want to get you to show you the room. So remember, at one point the near girl, that's the daughter, comes out of the shower. She says that she's met with dust in her face. I believe she's out here at this point, in this section, no longer in the bathroom. I said it mattered, but I think I listened to her a million more times, and I think she's out here. So we have dust in the video camera from room 7. We also have a gap in the doors from number 8 above. So that's right here, gap to the right she sees. And so that would be a column to the right. So column would be, so you're going to get, this is a column. This is block wall, block wall. This is the column wall. So I believe column wall, so this will be M. And this would be, I'm sorry, N. And this is M. So between M and N, we get a bow. All right, with this fracture. So we get a bow. We get more tugging on away from the structure between this span.